It's Kakashi vs. Yamato, and my review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 355. You know what? They might as well just go ahead and rename this entire filler arc the Yamato Anbu Arc, because it's all about him. It's all about his backstory and meeting Kakashi for the first time. Kakashi seems like the Transformers and the Michael Bay movies. He doesn't seem like he has a starring role, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because all the stuff with Kakashi, it's pretty much everything we've known before, but everything with Yamato here is really fresh and awesome. And this week's episode was cool because there was a great battle scene with Kakashi and Yamato, and we also got a lot of backstory for him. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. First and foremost, we've all known that Yamato was one of the few survivors of Orochimaru's experiments, and he was left for dead, but luckily he was found by Danzo. And what's really strange about this is Danzo just sort of finds the kid, immediately throws him into the Foundation Anbu organization. But what's really strange about all of this is it's probably the most fatherly version of Danzo that you will ever see. Don't get me wrong, he's still a cold-blooded, underhanded badass ninja with his own motives, but the fact that he's training this kid and trying to make him harbor the powers of the first Hokage, a character who he really didn't see all that eye to eye with, but did respect greatly. He's doing this all for the sake of the village, and it does show he does care about the village. Just some of the methods he goes about are a little insane and crazy. Another cool thing about this episode is they skip ahead 3 years later and you get to see a much older version of Kakashi. You get to see that Yamato's hair has grown out. He looks like a freaking rocker now. It's awesome. And we get to see that Kakashi has been sent on this mission by the third Hokage to try and find one of Orochimaru's secret fucked up lairs. And this is where he also runs into Yamato, who has also been sent on a mission to receive a replacement Sharingan eye for Danzo. Apparently he's been collecting those eyes even before the Uchiha massacre. But the minute that Kakashi and Yamato see each other, you can already tell there's a lot of tenseness in the air, and Kakashi already doesn't really trust everything that's going on. And this eventually leads to them both having a conflict of them just showing off their abilities, and it's really cool. You get to see Yamato using his weird, like, spear-headed, like, Mokutan abilities, and there's this scene that's really harkening back to the scene where he was fighting against Zabuza, and that's even stranger because this is happening before that because it's in a flashback. But he's able to trick Yamato, and he gets right up to him with his knife, and he puts it right up against his neck, and it's just like that scene. But what's really awesome about this scene is it all ties into how both characters had a friend that they couldn't save, and there was really nothing they could do about it, and they ended up dying. And that's because at the beginning of the episode, you see Yamato sees Kakashi looking over Rin's grave. And this ties into that weird girl who we saw in the last couple of episodes who, guess she just wanted to walk away. That still bothers me about last week's episode. But she had a close connection to Yamato as well. And throughout the battle, Yamato is constantly asking Kakashi, why did you kill your friend? Why? I thought you were all about saving your friends and all this bullshit. And this causes Kakashi to get all pissed off, get up in his face with his Chidori ability, and pretty much he lets him know, this is your ultimatum. Leave the Foundation, or I'm just going to arrest you and take you to the third Hokage. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. That is until we see that right behind them is this massive test tube filled with the true form of Orochimaru, all in silhouetted shadow, and it looks awesome. And I think that's a cool twist. I can't wait to see next week's episode when he erupts from there. He's actually been watching all of this the entire time, and he's actually been there. So that's pretty damn creepy. But otherwise, cool episode, a lot of pretty good action. The animation and artwork was so-so for the most part, but most of the action scenes were really exhilarating. All of the backstory with Yamato training was entertaining as hell. All the music cues were good, and there really weren't too many flashbacks, and it moved at a much brisker pace than last week's episode. So I really liked it. I just wish they would give Kakashi a little more screen time, because this is supposed to be his arc after all. Another thing that I can't wait to see in the next coming episodes in the conclusion of this arc is getting to see Itachi and how he's going to be involved in all of this. I just really can't wait to see that confrontation between them when they were much younger. But otherwise, this episode is definitely worth your time. It's a lot of fun. It's got a great battle between Kakashi and Yamato. So check it out. Kick-ass episode, guys. So if you guys had a chance to check out this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, and you can tell me with your comments below. You can tell me about your favorite moments, maybe some stuff you didn't care for. What did you think of that awesome battle with Kakashi and Yamato, and what is Orochimaru gonna do when he escapes? Remember, guys, before you leave, make sure and hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the easiest ways to support our videos, and it really does help them out a lot. Remember, guys, you can also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and you can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter. So, I'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.